It's the afternoon drive on the
Mike's on. He's ready to go on the Fan. New York Sports Radio. Mike's on. Mike's on. He'll get you the sports any way that he can. It's Mike Francesa on the Fan. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
So Francesa is back after this once again. Mike Francesa coming back to WFAN. Chris Soriano here on the Soriano Network. And man, wow. I kind of feel fucking sorry for CMB, man. This was not the way that it really should have went down. On a professional level, this was handled extremely horribly by Francesa, by FAN management. It was just a whole shit show. And I find it funny that Mike Francesa, years ago, gave it to Marv Albert, destroyed him on the air. Destroyed him because Marv was trying to steal Iron Eagle's Nets play-by-play gig. And Francesa buried him. And that wasn't okay to Francesa. He killed him. But I guess it's okay for Francesa to give the same treatment to the three people that replaced him and have been on the job for 1, 2, 3 months. 3 months. We're not talking about 3 years. We're not even talking about a year, folks. We're talking about 3 months. I know that CMB has its detractors, but I ask you this. Is 3 months really enough time to judge a show? And I know the ratings weren't there. I understand that. I know that they just lost to Michael Kay. I get that. There's a couple of ways of looking at it. And I'm going to break it down for you right now. I think they were both desperate. I think WFAN was desperate. I think Mike Francesa was desperate. Because here's the deal. Francesa said for so long that once April 1st comes, I'm going to have the jobs lined up. Once my no-compete clause ends, I am free to do whatever I want. April 1st. It's all we kept hearing was April 1st. And that he has so many things lined up. And we speculated. Could he be going to SiriusXM, do something with Dog? Could he be doing something with Bill Simmons? Could he be doing something with Barstool? He's very friendly with Barstool. They love him over there. Maybe something over there. Maybe his own thing. His own podcasting network. And who knows? Maybe he could have done the Sunday NFL show on ESPN 98.7 in New York and done some football special shows, and it would have been great. Or WABC. Hey, I know WABC is a political talk station, but let's be honest here. Imus was doing political talk on a sports station. Why not have Francesa do sports on a political talk station? And that 10 a.m. to noon shift was open, still is open. It's being syndicated at the moment from a guy in Washington. WABC couldn't find 2 hours, couldn't set up a studio in Francesa's house and say, Mike, listen, Mikey boy, 5 days a week for 2 hours, you do the show from your house, have fun, have a ball. Have a ball. Or WOR, nothing. Nobody could get him anything. He couldn't get a job anywhere. And WFAN lost in the afternoons to Michael Kay and ESPN for the first time in forever in a book. And overall, I want you to think about this, folks. I want you just to listen to what I'm about to tell you. WFAN, overall, the legendary WFAN, finished behind WNYC in the ratings, in the overall ratings. The last ratings that was released. They finished behind WNYC. That is a joke. That is a complete joke. And they barely beat a Spanish station and Fresh FM. This is WFAN we're talking about. This is the be-all, end-all. One of New York's biggest radio stations. Forget sports. And one of America, they're the biggest station, legendary status. Historic. The call letters say it all. And they are losing ratings in the mornings. They are losing a K now in the afternoons, and they're finishing behind WNYC overall. So I would chalk it up as yes. FAN was desperate, and Francesa was desperate. Now, when I say FAN was desperate, I don't know if it was FAN per se, rather than who owns WFAN. That would be Entercom. Because Mark Chernoff, folks, according to sources, I could be wrong, but from what we are all reading, according to sources, that my Mike Francesa came out there. The sources, Mons, get him off the air. We don't know what we're doing here. I understand, Michael. You're going to retire. You're going to look like a horse's fanny to come back. I just don't understand, Mike. I don't get it. Anyway. So, Entercom apparently was behind all of this. And Chernoff didn't want Francesa back. And apparently, according to these sources, there are a lot of people at FAN that don't want Francesa back, namely the morning show, namely Boomer, who has been jealous of Francesa since he got there, and obviously CMB. I mean, they replaced him. That was their slot now. This was Leno and Conan all over again. Only when Leno did it, NBC brought him back, gave him a 10 p.m. show, and then after a couple of months, more than 3 months, he replaced Conan, took the Tonight Show back. They weren't giving Francesa a 1 o'clock show, 1 to 3, and then after a couple of months, they were going to make the change. No, they're making it now. Like in next week. As in about 5 days, you'll hear Francesa on the air again. On Afternoon Drive. Now, with Francesa coming in, this is what I would do. I would cut the morning show to 6 to 9. Joe and Evan, 9 to noon. CMB from 12 to 3. And then you have Big Mike. And then you have your Yankees baseball, and you're all set to go. I don't know if the morning show will go for that, but the morning show has been struggling too. They've been struggling too. Once WFAN lost Craig Carton and Francesa, the ratings have not been the same. It's just a fact. And yeah, from a business standpoint, you get it. But when you have this whole 19-month goodbye tour, and you're, as Russo said on his show yesterday, you had everyone kiss your fanny, and now you look like a horse's fanny. Direct quote from Russo. Think about that, folks. Think about if Derek Jeter had that whole goodbye retirement tour. He finished up the year, and then, say, May or June of the year after he retired, I feel like coming back. I'm going to take Didi's spot. What? And Didi started off slow. Now everyone loves Didi. I hope you see the comparison I'm trying to give there. Is that Derek Jeter didn't do that. He stayed retired, or at least stayed away from the Yankees. I mean, he obviously stayed retired, but he didn't go back to the Yankees, and the Yankees had their shortstop. And now he has grown. It is going to be an awkward situation at the Fan, to say the least. Especially now that you have CMB going on before this guy. Unless they have CMB from 10 to noon, but are they really going to have them from 10 to noon, put Joe and Evan from 12 to 3? I don't know. But I would think it would be awkward, especially with all the nasty texts that we've heard that Carlin sent Francesa and Russo. It'll be awkward. It'll be really awkward. And I've heard a lot from Carton and Rosenberg and Sid, and Peter Rosenberg on ESPN and Kay and LaGreca and everybody and Boomer. This is my feeling of how this is all going to work out. Francesa will regret this. I think the first couple of months, Francesa will kill in the ratings. Because you'll have the, oh my God, he's back now, I gotta listen. And then I think you're going to see the ratings continue to go down. Because let's face it, he hasn't had the zip on his fastball in a long, long, long time. And I'm not saying that K is the better show. I don't think, at least I don't think so. But a lot of people may start thinking so. And this would be huge for his legacy if he went back and K beat him, which I think will happen. And I don't see K murdering Francesa in the ratings like Francesa did for all those years. But I do see K beating him. And not just once. And not just once. So do I think that Mike Francesa will regret coming back to WFAN? Yes, I do. Do I think it was a smart business decision on the part of Entercom to bring Francesa back? Yes, I do. Do I think this is extremely, extremely awkward for CMB and this was totally done the completely wrong way in terms of a professional and PR standpoint? Yes, I do. Will I still listen to the Michael K. Show with Don, Forrest, Fugazi, Rant, LaGreca, and Peter Rosenberg? No. No. But number one is coming back. God help us all. Back after this.